This conference will now be recorded.
So in the previous session, we have discussed about validation rules, and we have discussed what exactly a validation rule and what it indicates, and what are the various types of validation rules that we have in Salesforce, and what is the custom and what is standard. That means system defined and the user defined. We have discussed both. And how can we create our own custom validation rules by using the various functions we have discussed in the previous session. So yesterday we have discussed the various functions like the is blank function, is null function, and how to use these functions to validate the data we have discussed in the previous session. Now, today we'll see few more validation rules and how can we validate the data. We'll see practically, and what are the various other functions that we have in Salesforce which we can use upon preparing the validation condition. Now, let's see. So now let me show you a small scenario here. Let me explain a small requirement here. For example, I'm having a custom object, which is position object here. In my position object, I'm creating a new record. Upon click on new button, I'm creating a new record here by entering the data. So we can enter the position name, location, number of vacancies, position status, and we can choose the hiring manager, okay, to whom this position will be getting assigned. And we can specify the minimum pay, maximum budget, and the milestone details and the additional information, everything. Now, here I'm creating a new position record. For example, we have few new requirements for Microsoft .NET developer. We have few requirements for the .NET developers. For the location, Chennai, number of vacancies 4, and for this position, budget also has been approved from the finance team. Now we are selecting this hiring manager as Arun Kumar, because only the Arun Kumar is working in Chennai location in HR department. So now we are selecting this Arun Kumar as a responsible person. I'm giving the minimum pay as some 13 lakhs, maximum budget as some 11 lakhs. Okay, observe the difference over here. Now, minimum pay I have entered as 13 lakhs, maximum budget I have entered 11 lakhs. Generally, minimum pay should be less than maximum budget. Okay, minimum pay should be always less than maximum budget. But I have entered in reverse format over here. Now tell me in this case, if I'm giving the data like this, will it be acceptable or not? It will accept as it is. Okay. Now tell me, is it a correct information or wrong information? It's a wrong information. It's a wrong data here. Now, so in this case, for example, I'm selecting this open date. Open date as today's date. Milestone date I'm selecting as November 14. Position open date is okay, December 21st. Okay, that means today's date. Position close date is November 14. Okay, last month. Is it a correct information? No. because close date should be always a future date. It should not be the past date here. Okay, close date should be always a future date. It should not be the past date here. Now, I'm giving this HR email ID here. Like I'm giving the HR email ID, for example, some arun@some gmail.com. HR contact number, I'm giving some value. For this position, we have on-site opportunities, so we need this passport also. Position description as required 4+ years of experience in Microsoft .NET developer, .NET application development. I'm giving the same skills also here. I've given the same skills. Now I would like to create a record. Now tell me, will my record will be acceptable or not? Acceptable as it is. See, when I click on save button, now my record has been created. But in this record, what we are having some wrong data. Like I have given this compensation details as wrong. Minimum pay I have given as 13, maximum budget I have given as 11 lakhs. Now how can we correct this? I want to make sure, okay? I want to make sure that always minimum pay should be less than maximum budget. Always minimum pay should be less than maximum budget here. Then what we can do? How to create a validation rule. Next, one more. So upon creating this position record or upon updating the position record, this open date should be always less than milestone date. Okay, open date should be less than milestone date. So milestone date should be always greater than open date over here. How to create this kind of validation rules? Now let's see. Simple concept here, simple validation rule. Okay, now make a note of this one. Take a small use case. Right, because so now the formula fields are always visible on detail page. Formula fields, roll-up summary fields, auto number fields, these are always visible on detail page, not on edit page. Because these are generated by Salesforce when upon saving the record. Once a record has been created, then Salesforce will generate the value for auto number field, formula field, roll-up summary field, and all these things. So that these will visible always on detail page. The two, these are read-only fields. User no need to supply the value. So the field will not be visible on edit page. Okay. Make a note of this use case. Create a validation rule on position object to make sure minimum pay should be always smaller than milestone date. Minimum pay should be always smaller than milestone date. Now, so what is the validation condition in this case? Now tell me when you want to show error message. Okay, based on the situation on which you want to show the error message, we have to form the condition over here. Okay, because yesterday I told you in validation rules, always you have to prepare the condition in reverse format. Okay, always we have to prepare the condition in reverse format here. When you want to show the error message, based on that situation, we have to form the condition over here. That is a functionality in validation rules. Okay, now So now tell me when you want to show this error message. Upon creating the record, if this minimum pay value is more than maximum budget, then I want to show error message. Okay, whenever the minimum pay value is more than the maximum budget, then I want to show the error message. Then how can we form this condition? I would like to use that. Now, minimum pay field value is greater than maximum budget. If the minimum pay field value is greater than maximum budget, then I want to show this error message to the users. So this is the condition I would like to prepare. Minimum pay. Okay. Done? Now, so let me prepare this validation rule now. I'm going to my validation rules. Go to the edit object. Go to the option validation rules. Now I'm having this validation rule is available. Only one validation rule we have created in the past. Now I'm creating one more validation rule right now. Now I would like to indicate minimum pay should be smaller value. Minimum pay should be always a smaller value. I'm preparing the condition here. Inside the position object, I'm selecting the field here. If the minimum pay value is greater than maximum budget. Okay. If the minimum pay value is more than maximum budget, then I want to show the error message. Now, always minimum pay should be less than maximum budget. Okay. Always minimum pay should be less than maximum budget. This is the error message I want to show to the user. Where you want to show this error message? At the field level. I'm selecting the field level. That too, I want to show the field at the minimum pay over here. This is a minimum pay field. At the minimum pay field level, I want to show this error message. Always minimum pay should be less than maximum budget. Okay. Now, click on save button. Now my validation rule has been created successfully. This is a validation condition which we have prepared. This is the validation condition. Now let me check the data now. I'm trying to be creating a new record. If you're feeling difficult to create this record, manually by giving the whole information again and again and again, just you can make it as clone. Now click on clone button. I'm trying to be creating a new record here. The location I'm selecting as Hyderabad. Number of vacancies are 2. And then I'm selecting this hiring manager as Swati. I'm giving minimum pay as the team and then maximum budget as 11 lakhs. Now click on save button. As soon as once you click on this save button, it is giving this error message. Always minimum pay should be less than maximum budget. For example, here I'm indicating as 12 lakhs. Maximum budget I have given as 12 lakhs. Even though here it will be showing that error message again. Now, I'm indicating this value as 10 lakhs now. Okay, I'm giving us 10 lakhs. So now here I have given this value as 10 lakhs now. Minimum pay is 10 lakhs, maximum budget is 12 lakhs. Now tell me, will it be acceptable now or not? Yes. Now once you click on the save button, now my record will be acceptable here. Okay. Now, understood the concept now? These kind of functionalities we have to achieve through validation rules. Okay, with the help of validation rules, we can achieve these kind of boundaries as well. Next, like the similar fashion, create one more validation rule. Create a validation rule on position object to make sure open date should be always smaller than milestone date. Open date should be always smaller than milestone date. Now tell me what is the condition now? Open date is greater than milestone date. Then I want to show error message. That's it. Simple. Open date field value is greater than milestone date. If the open date field value is greater than milestone date, I want to show that error message. So whenever we are having this kind of values, the minimum values and the maximum values, at that time we can use the help of this kind of the comparison operators. By using these comparison operators, we can able to validate this kind of conditions as well. Okay. Now, next one. Next function, Boolean is changed. Boolean is changed. So now tell me, what did you understood with this function? Okay, is changed function, which is returning a Boolean value. That means a true or false value. So what did you understood with this name is a changed of field name. Okay. In this case here, for example, come to a small scenario. Assume that we are having this position record. So now this is the position name, Microsoft.NET developer. Number of vacancies are 2. What is the value here right now? 2. Now, here I'm indicating this value 4. What happened in this case? What is the previous value? What is the new value now? 4. That means what is the value has changed or not? Yes, changed. Now, in order to know this, whether this field value has been changed or not, in order to know whether the field value has been changed or not, we are using the help of a function called as isChanger function. Okay. So if the field value is changed, then it returns a value true, or else it returns a value false. So in order to know whether a specific field value has been updated or not, we are using the help of isChanger function, which returns true if the field value is changed, else it returns a value false. Okay. Now let's see. Make a note of this one. It returns true if the specified field value has been changed, else it returns false. For example, is changed off, I'm indicating phone. Is changed off current CTC. Like that we can able to indicate. Depends upon your requirement, we can able to check it out whether this field value has been modified or not. Then with this function, now. So now I have a small requirement here. For example, I'm having my hiring manager object. I'm having my hiring manager object. So this is the record which I have created. I have given the name as Abhishek Tiwari. Once a hiring manager record has been created, okay, once a hiring manager record has been created by giving a name, that name should be always fixed. That name should be fixed. The user can't modify that value. User can't edit the value. Okay, because if you want to update that value, then we have to contact the system administrator. He can do that, but you can't modify this. I want to restrict the users. I want to prevent the users. They can't change that hiring manager name. Once a record is created, they should not be able to update that record name value. Remaining field values you can update. I won't bother about that. But name should be always fixed. Like for example, when you go to the banking systems, once a bank account has been getting created, at any point of time, you can change the address also. We can change the address through mobile banking or by using online banking also. We can change your phone number also, email IDs also we can update. And then we can transfer the account from one branch to another branch also through okay, mobile banking, net banking, everything we can do. But your account number, okay, account name, you can't modify. Account name you can't change. We can change your location also. We can change that the address also. We can change the phone number. We can change the email ID. We can change the branch code because we can transfer the account from one branch to another branch through mobile banking itself. But you can't change your name inside your account. If you want to make any changes in your account name, then come to the bank branch, raise an application. Those people will do that. Other people can't do. Like the similar way here also, once the hiring manager record has been created by giving the name, this name should be fixed. I should not allow the people to modify this name. How can we prevent the users from modifying this hiring manager name? Now let's see practically here. Now, so now tell me when you want to show the error message, if this hiring manager name value has been changed. If the value is changed, then I want to show the error message. Boss, you don't have the rights to modify the hiring manager name. Okay, so it should not accept that record changes. Now, let's see. How can we do this? Let's create a validation rule. Create a validation rule on hiring manager object to prevent the changes of hiring manager name. To prevent the changes of hiring manager name. So once a hiring manager record has been created, from there onwards, you can't make any changes over there. Done? Now, let's see. How can we prepare this validation rule? Now, let me explain. Let me go to the hiring manager object. I'm going to the validation rules now. Go to the validation rules. Click on new button. Now here I'm indicating hiring manager name cannot editable. I'm giving the description also the same. Now I want to use the condition. If is changed, okay, is changed of name. Whenever if this particular field value has been changed, because hiring manager name, label is hiring manager name, the actual column name is name field. Okay, so inside my hiring manager object, because this validation rule is on hiring manager object over here. In this hiring manager name, if this name field value is changed, then I want to show the error message. Now, I'm indicating you are not authorized to change the HR name. You don't have the rights to modify the hiring manager name, and then I want to show the error message at the name field itself. Inside my hiring manager, I'm having this name field is available. At the name field, I want to show this error message over here. Okay. Now, I'm using this condition is changed of name. If this name field value is changed, then I would like to show the error message here. Click on save. Let's go back to your hiring manager record here. This is the record which I have created in the past. Now I'm changing this name over here. Instead of this Abhishek Tiwari, I'm indicating as Abhishek Kumar. So now previously the name is Abhishek Tiwari, but now I have changed this value to Abhishek Kumar. That means value has been modified. Now when you click on this save button, it will show the error message. You are not authorized to change the HR name. The record value cannot be editable over here. Now I want to make it as same, the previous value. Just you can click on undo, you will get the previous value. Now I'm changing this qualification here. From BTech to some MTech, I'm able to save this modification. I'm able to change the designation from senior HR executive to HR manager, and the current CTC from 12 lakhs to 15 lakhs also. The remaining field values I can able to modify, but when we try to change this name value, it won't allow over here. Okay, other field values, every field we can edit, but except this name field. Because I have given a validation on that, so you are not having the rights to modify your recruiter name or hiring manager name. Rest of the fields, everything you can modify whatever you want. Okay, understood the concept now? Next. Now I'm preparing this condition. Is changed of name. So this is the validation condition, okay, which I have prepared right now. Done? Now, as of now, okay, as of now, we have prepared single conditions. Okay, only one condition is changed of name, and then we have used this is the only single condition. Here also single condition itself. Here also only one condition. Here also only one condition. Everywhere we have used only one condition till now. Do we have any possibility that we can use more than one conditions to validate the data? Yes, there is a possibility here. I want to prepare multiple conditions. Multiple means how many n number of, depends upon my requirement. Depends upon the complexity of my requirement. I will prepare n number of conditions. I want to make all the condition mixed together. I want to form a compound condition. Compound means what? A group, a collection of conditions I want to mix together to validate the data. Now, so in this case here, how can we validate this data over here? Okay, now let's see practically in this case. Whenever if you want to combine the multiple function conditions together, we are using the help of logical functions. Okay, logical functions. Now, you know that concept here as part of your mathematics. If you want to prepare the multiple conditions together, we are using some logical operators. What are those logical operators that you know? And are not. Okay, three logical operators are available in our mathematics, in our programming languages also same. In our Salesforce also, the same three logical operators are available in the form of functions. Like we have end function, we have R function, we have not function. Okay, these operators are available in the form of functions over here. End function, R function, not function. Three functions are available here as part of logical functions. Now, so what exactly the end function, how to prepare, what is the syntax? What is this R function, how to prepare, what is the syntax? What is this not function? We'll see one by one. Okay, now, let's see. Logical functions. Now, by using logical functions, we can combine multiple conditions together by using these logical functions. We can combine multiple conditions together to form the compound conditions. To form the compound conditions to be used to validate the complex data. To be used to validate the complex data. In order to validate the complex data, one condition may not be sufficient. We have to prepare multiple conditions together. Okay? Now, let's see. Salesforce provides the below three logical functions. First one, end function. Second one, R function. Third one, not function here. These are the three functions. Now end function. Now what is this end function now? End function is for what?
All conditions has to
Both
be
the conditions should be satisfied. Whatever the conditions that we are preparing right now, it may be 2, it may be 3, it may be 10, it may be 100, whatever, all the conditions should be satisfied. Now, in this case, whatever the conditions that we have, if all the conditions are satisfied, then it returns true, or else it returns false. Now, so in this case, how can we prepare this? Okay, multiple conditions over here. Generally, okay, generally we are preparing the conditions like this here, like as condition 1 and condition 2 and condition 3 and condition 4, like that we are writing over here. But as part of Salesforce, okay, they have given a different syntax. Here, instead of writing this end every time over here, make it as separate. Okay, make it as separate. Now, in this case, we can able to use and we are using this condition 1, comma, condition 2, comma, and the condition 3. Like that here we can specify condition M. Okay, condition M. So this is the syntax we used to follow here. This is the programming language. In programming languages, we have to follow the first approach. As part of Salesforce, we are using the second approach over here. Okay. So now end of, we can specify the condition 1, comma condition 2, comma condition 3, like that up to condition n number of conditions we can specify. Now the meaning of this condition function is condition 1 and condition 2 and condition 3 and condition 4 and up to last condition over here. If all the conditions are satisfied, it returns true or else it returns false. If any of the condition is failed, it will return false over here. You know, as part of your 10th class mathematics, we're having truth tables are available. Exactly same concept here also, nothing different. Okay, now in this case, let's see. It returns true if all the specified conditions are satisfied. And if any of the condition is failed, then it will return false. Then it returns false. If all the specified conditions are satisfied, it returns true, else it returns false. Second one, R function. R also the same syntax, no change. Now tell me in this case, when it is going to be returning true, when it will return false.
Any one of the condition has to be satisfied.
If any of the condition is satisfied, it returns true. Then when it returns false. Now, if all the conditions are failed, then it returns false. Now, it returns true if any of the conditions here. If any of the specified conditions are satisfied, and it returns true, it returns false if all the conditions are failed. If all the conditions are failed, then it returns false. So because the functionality is condition 1 or condition 2 or condition 3 or up to condition n number of conditions we can able to prepare. Not function. So what this function will do now? Not function will do what? Not function is going to be simply changing the result of that condition. It will be changing the result from true to false, false to true. In order to change the value or the change the result of the condition from true to false or from false to true, we are using the help of not. That means a negation of the function result. Negation in the sense negative of that function result over here. Now, it returns now negative value of the condition result. That is, it will change the condition result from true to false and vice versa. Not of condition. Done? Now, so let's take a small use case now. Create a validation rule. Create a validation rule on lead object to make sure the lead address is required. To make sure the lead address is required. I want to create a validation rule on the lead object to make sure the lead address is required. Inside your lead object, we have an address field. But basically, address field is a field set. Okay, it's a field set which contains 5 fields inside that. Like we have street, city, state, country, postal code. These are the 5 fields are available. It's a field set. Now, so now in this case, I want to make sure that upon creating the lead record or upon updating the lead record, in all these 5 fields, you have to enter the value. If you are missing the value in any of this field, I want to show the error message. Okay, I want the complete address. Okay, I want the complete address. I want street also, city also, state, and the country, postal code. Everything is required for me here. I want to make sure the whole address should be available over there. Okay, now let's see how can we prepare this condition. Now I would like to go to my lead object now. So this is the lead object now. I want to make sure inside my lead record, we have to supply the value for all these fields. Street also, city, state, postal code, country. Okay, now. So we have to enter the value for all. In these fields, if any of the field value is empty, then I would like to show that error message over here. Okay, now. Now tell me how can we prepare this condition now? What needs to be done? Okay, I'm using end function next. Then what we can do now? 5 fields. Now tell me how. Is blank of state. Okay. Okay. Is blank of is blank of state, is blank of country, is blank of
Postal code.
postal code. Okay, now observe this one. What is this condition now? When it will show the error message, okay, if the street value is blank and city is blank and state is blank and country is blank and postal code is blank. That means if all the field values are blank, then only it will show error message. But when I want to show the error message, if any of the field is blank, then what can I do? R operator. That's it.
R
Simple.
operator.
Operator. If any of the field value is blank, that means either street is blank, or city is blank, or state is blank, or country is blank, or postal code is blank. If any of this field value is blank, I want to show error message over here. Simple concept. Okay. Now, so here I'm preparing 5 conditions over here. This is the first one, and the second, and the third, and the fourth, and the fifth. We are combining all these conditions together by using this R function over here. Okay, now let me prepare this. Now I'm preparing a validation rule on my lead object now. Click on new button. Lead record address is required. I'm preparing the condition. You can write the condition in multiple lines also, no issues. You can write in any format, whatever you want. I'm indicating lead record address is required. If any of the field value is blank, then I want to show the error message. Please enter the complete address, complete communication address. Okay, complete communication address. I want to show this error message at the top of the page over here, or else at the field level, wherever you want. Where exactly you want to show this field error message, then you can able to decide it over here. Depends upon your requirement, we can able to show the error message. Now I want to show this error message at the top of the page here. Now, so let me go to my any one of the lead record here. I'm using this one of the existing lead, that is beta boxer. Now here I'm changing this value. As of now, I'm having this value for all the fields. Now I'm going to be removing this country field value here. When I click on save button, it will show the error message. Please enter the complete communication address. Suppose here I'm giving this country as some India. I'm not giving this a state over here, city value. When I click on save, it won't accept that. Please enter the complete communication address. I'm indicating as some Hyderabad. I'm giving this a state value as empty. Now it won't accept the record. I'm indicating as some Telangana. Postal code 500 some 034. Now the street address here, I'm giving it as empty. When I click on save, it won't accept the record. I'm giving the street name like as some flat number 401. Now I'm indicating some Rama Residency, some Amirpet. I'm giving some address. I have given the value for all these fields. As soon as once I click on save button, now my record has been accepted as it is. If any of the field value is blank, it should not accept over here. Okay, now understood the concept now? Next. Next one. Take one more use case. Now, create a validation rule now. Create a validation rule on contact object to make sure the email ID should be required. Email ID should be required if the phone number entered. If the user has entered the phone number, then compulsorily they have to provide email ID also. That is my requirement. Write the condition for this. I'm reminding you one more time here. Upon preparing the validation rule, please think when you want to show the error message. Based on that situation, we have to form the condition here. Okay? Now, it's like as purely like as negative process. Upon creating the lead record, upon creating the contact record, if the user has entered the phone number, then compulsorily email ID also should be required. Now tell me when you want to show the error message now. When you want to show the error message. Now tell me here. If you are done with this, you are done with that condition. That's it, nothing else.
The phone number is not entered.
Sorry?
Phone number
Okay.
is not entered.
Now, that means what? If the phone number has been entered and then email ID should be required. Then when you want to show the error message over here, if the phone number value is not blank, okay, not blank, okay, phone number value is not blank. That means here phone number has been entered. Then at that time, if this email ID value is blank, then I want to show error message. That means what? Phone number value is not blank. That means it is having some value. It is not empty. It contains some value. There is a phone number is available. At that time, if this email ID value is blank, then I want to show error message. Because if the phone number value is not empty, then compulsorily email ID also should not be empty here. It should have some value inside that. Okay, both we have to supply. Clear? If you did not enter the phone number, then email ID is not mandatory. Both you can leave it as blank, no issues. I'm not bothered about that. But if you entered phone number, compulsorily we have to enter email ID also. Okay? Clear? Now, let's see. Now, I would like to prepare a validation condition. Now, here I'm using this end function here. Now, I'm using this end function. When you want to show the error message here, if the phone number value is not blank, that means is blank of phone. If it is not blank, then how can we do that? Not operator here, not function. Okay, if the phone number value is not blank, then at that time, if this email ID value is blank, then I want to show error message. Okay, this is a condition. Now, if the phone number value is not blank and email ID is blank, then I want to show the error message. Understood the condition here? Now, when coming to the validation rules, think in the negative mind over here. Okay, think in the negative mind. Generally, developers will be always thinking in the positive mind over here. Okay, so now we are going to be thinking how to build the application, how to build the functionality, how to write the code, how to complete the task. But we have the testing people available in the company here. So those are completely enemies for the developers here. If you're building the application, they will try to crash the application here. Okay, how to crash the application? How can we make the functionality to be crash? Okay, now, so that here, as part of validation rules, we have to go in the negative mind over here. Now let me form this condition. I'm going to be validating this data on my contact object. Let's go to the contact. Create a validation rule on this. Click on new. Now I would like to enter phone should be required. Now, email required when phone number entered. Now, email should be required when phone number has been entered. Now I'm using this condition. I'm preparing the condition now. Now specify the error message. I'm indicating the message. Please enter the email address. Please enter the email address. I want to show the error message at the email field. So I'm selecting the field as email address. Now click on save. I did not click on check syntax button. Upon saving your validation rule, it will check the syntax automatically by default. If there is any syntactical mistakes, your validation rule code will not save. Okay, that's what directly I'm going to be using save button here. Now let's see. So now let me go to my contact object now. Take any of the contact record. Now the phone number has been entered. Now email ID, I'm making it as blank here. Okay, email address, I'm making it as blank. Phone number has been entered. Okay, the phone number has been entered, but the email ID value is empty. When I click on save button, it is indicating that please enter email address. Okay, now suppose here, for example, if I did not enter the phone number, then will it accept the record or not? It will accept here. Now it will accept the record as it is. Suppose if we entered phone number, compulsorily we have to enter email ID also here. Now, for example, here I'm giving the phone number value. Then when I click on save button, we have to enter email ID also mandatorily here. I'm giving the email ID here. Now here I'm indicating andyng@some gmail.com. I have given this email ID. Now click on save. Now it is going to be validating this data also. Clear? Now, next one. One more function. Next function is new. Is new function. What do you mean by this is new function? What did you understood with this word is new? Now, in order to know whether currently we are working on a new record, that means we are creating a new record or we are working on an existing record. So, in order to check, okay, in order to check whether you are currently working on a new record or you are working on an existing record over here. So, at that time, based on that, here we can able to do some validations over here. Okay, based on that, we can take some validations also over here. Now, suppose for example here, assume that I went to a hospital here. Okay, I went to a hospital to consult a doctor regarding some health issue. So now, initially, we have to take the appointment of the doctor here. So go to the reception. So now we need to inform them, okay, I would like to consult some so-and-so doctor here. Okay, regarding some so-and-so issue. Now they will ask you, okay, this is the first time are you visiting the hospital or already have visited? Okay, now, if I said that already I have visited 2 times here, okay, last month I have visited also, okay, now I'm going to visiting one more time because regarding some new health issue here. Then they will ask you to provide your contact number. Based on the contact number, they will open your patient record. In the based on the patient details, they are going to be preparing a new appointment over there. We no need to fill up the form. Suppose if I said that this is the first time I'm visiting this hospital, they'll give the form to you to fill up your details. Because with your details, they're preparing a patient record over here so that they can able to store all the patient's information inside their database so that they can communicate with the people in future to collect some feedback also. If they have introduced a new department regarding some like as orthopedics also, regarding some cardiology, regarding some pulmonologists also here. If they have introduced some new service, they can inform to all the patients also. From today onwards, we are introducing a new facility regarding the cardiac over here. So this is a so-and-so famous doctor is available here. So now he is available from so-and-so time to so-and-so time. Okay. So like that, they can inform to all the people over there. Now, for that reason, they are also asking for whether you are new or not. Based on that, they can take the decision here. Here also, I would like to check whether currently we are creating a new record or we are updating an existing record. To know that, Salesforce is providing a function called as is new function. If it is a new record, it returns true or else it returns false. Okay, now, so in this case here, let's see how Salesforce will know this is new record or existing record. Now, for example, let's see. I'm creating a new contact over here. Click on new button. Okay, click on new button. This is a form. Now tell me, I'm creating a new record or I'm updating an existing record? New record. How do we know? This is the new form. Then how Salesforce will know this is a new record here? Then where it will check the ID here? Now straightforward, it will go to the URL. It will go to the URL. Inside the URL, that means to open this current form, this is the URL Salesforce is using right now. It will copy the URL here. It will check. Upon click on the new button, this is the URL has been generated by Salesforce over here. This is the URL here. Now, when you click on this edit button here, what is the URL? It will get generated here. Now let me show you. Open the record here. Click on edit button. Click on edit button. It will copy the URL here. Okay, copy the URL. Now here it is indicating that this is the URLs are available. Based on this URL, it can able to understand whether we are working on a new record or whether we are working on an existing record. So this is the protocol here, which is using by Salesforce internally. Okay, now this is my domain name. Okay, this is my domain name here. Right now, I'm using this Lightning Experience. Here I'm having O. O is indicating right now you are at object level. Okay, right now you are at object level. That means in this object, I'm creating a new record over here. Now I'm in the object level, which is contact object level. Now I'm trying to be creating a new record over here. When you go to this, it is indicating R. R is indicating right now I'm not in object level, I'm in record level. I'm updating a record here. I'm working on a record. So it is indicating R. Now this is a contact record. This is the ID of the record here. That means inside the URL, it will check whether this URL is holding the record ID or not. If the record ID is available, that means what? It's a existing one. So it returns the value false. This is not new, it is an existing one. If the URL is not having this ID, that means this is a new record. So it returns the value true. Okay, this is the background functionality of is new function, which will be verifying that URL. Based on the URL, it will decide whether this is a new record, whether this is okay existing record. Okay, now. Now let's see, make a note of this one. This function returns true if the user is working on a new record, else it returns false. Else it returns false. It will decide the record status based on the URL. Based on the URL. Based on the URL, it will decide the status over here. Done? Now, let's see. Take a small use case. Create a validation rule on the lead object to make sure phone, fax, and email should be required for new lead records. For new lead records, phone number value should be required, fax number value should be required, and email ID should be required here. That is my fundamental principle. Only for new lead records. For the existing one, with your phone and the fax and the email ID, you can specify whatever anything, you can make it as blank also. Now tell me the condition, how to form the condition now. Is blank of what? Okay. Then what needs to be done? When you want to show the error message, I'm not working on existing, I'm going to be using new. Only for the new records, okay, only for the new records, phone value, fax value, email ID value should be required.
Right.
So
Yes.
upon creating a new record, if any of this value is empty, I want to show the error message. Okay, compulsorily the user has to enter phone, fax, email ID mandatory. Then when you want to show the error message, upon creating the new record, that means if it is new, then at that time, if any one of this field, either phone or fax or email IDs are blank, then I want to show error message. So now tell me here in this case, how can we do that? I want to check the record is new. Okay, is new. I'm using this is new function. And then, I would like to check
Is
that if any one of this field is blank or not. So I'm
Blank.
using
You
R.
should use R
Okay.
function.
R. Now here I'm indicating is blank of
Phone.
phone, comma, is
Is
blank
blank
of
of like
Fax.
fax,
Is blank of email.
is blank of email. Okay, now if any one of this field value is blank, and at that time if the record is a new record, then I would like to show the error message. Now this is one condition, this is second condition. How can we club these two now? Is new is a one separate function, separate condition. This is a separate condition. What needs to be done? Here I'm using and.
And function.
Why I'm using this and? If it is a new, then at that time, if any one of this field value is blank, then I want to show the error message. So we can mix the multiple functions together over here to form the condition. Now, the end function, that means what? Is new, and at that time, if any one of this field value is blank, then I want to show error message here. Okay, now. Now let me prepare the condition now. I'm going to the lead object here. Let me create a new validation rule. Click on new. I would like to indicate phone, fax, email required for new leads. I want to show this error message here. Let me form the condition. Now, let's check the syntax now. There is no syntactical mistakes over here. The conditions are, syntax is correct. I'm indicating the error message over here. Now please enter phone, fax, and email for new lead records. Now, I want to show this error message over here at that phone field level. I want to show this error message at the phone field level. Click on save. Now I'm going to be creating a new lead record. This is a new lead record now. I'm creating this lead record with the name validation test lead. I'm giving the company name as some TCS. And I'm giving the street value like as the flat number 409. Now here I'm indicating Rakesh Apartments. Now some Srinagar colony. City some Hyderabad. State some Telangana. Postal code 500032. Country some India. So now I haven't entered the phone number. Mobile number I have given some value. And the website I have given the value. Lead status I'm indicating as working contacted, rating as hot. I'm giving that lead source as web and the industry as chemicals, annual revenue. Okay, I'm indicating as some 14 lakhs. Title I'm indicating as he is a sales manager. Okay, sales manager. So now we have entered the data over here. But I haven't entered the phone and the fax and the email ID. Click on save button. As soon as once you click on this save button, it is indicating that please enter the phone, fax, and the email ID for new lead records. I have given the phone number. But even though I have entered the phone number, it won't allow here. It is indicating phone, fax, and the email IDs. Now I want to enter the value. Email ID, I'm indicating this value like as some sample @ some gmail.com. Now the lead record will be acceptable here. Lead record will be acceptable. Now tell me, is it a new one or existing one now? Just now we have created the record is the existing one because ID has been generated. Now I'm modifying this record. Now I would like to make this phone number as empty. Can we make it empty now? Yes, those conditions will be validated only when the record is new. But the existing one, it won't check that because the condition is false now. So once you click on save button, it will accept as it is over here. Okay. Now, no, because 3 conditions, that remember 3 validation rules you have to write. Clear? Next. One more, the last function we'll see. Boolean is pickval. We can specify the field name. That means pick list of field name, comma, a text literal. Is pickval of pick list of field name, comma, text literal. Clear? Now, what do you mean by this is pick val of pick list field name, comma, text literal? What did you understood with this one? Okay. Hmm. Right. In this case here, basically this function is pick val. That means what? Now there is a pick list control is available. In the pick list control, we have selected a value. So it is collecting the value over here. So now, whatever the value we have selected inside this pick list control, is this value, is this particular option or not? That means to compare the currently selected value inside the pick list control, is this or not? I would like to check. Is it hot or not? Is it warm or not? I would like to check it out. So that's what we are giving the text literal. That means here I'm indicating, for example, I'm using the function is pick val of rating, comma, hot. That means what? I'm indicating that I'm comparing this condition. The currently selected value in this pick list field rating is equals to hot or not. That means the current value of this rating field is equals to hot or not. To compare, we are using is pick val function. That means currently selected value inside the pick list control is equals to this option or not. If yes, it returns true, or else it returns false. Okay, we are comparing that pick list field value with the specified option, whatever you want over here. Okay, now let's see. Make a note of this one. This function is used to compare the currently selected pick list value with the specified option. If both are same, it returns true, else it returns false. For example, is pick val of rating hot. Is pick val of, I'm indicating location field, is Bangalore. In order to compare, okay, in order to compare, the currently selected value inside the pick list control is equals to this option or not. To check it out, we are using the help of is pick val function. Done? Now, let's take this a small use case now. Create a validation rule on account object to make sure new account records should be always in active status. Upon creating the new account record, the active status value should be always yes. Because whenever we are creating a new bank account, initially while creating the bank account, this will be in active status over here. In future, if you are not performing any transaction, then they will be changing the status to inactive over there. Now tell me when you want to show this error message here. If the record is a new record, then status is not equals to yes. Okay, not equals to yes, because in the active status field we have two options, yes, no. Two options are available. So if the record is a new record and if the active status value is not yes, not yes, that means if it is no or if it is empty, then I would like to show the error message here. Okay, now we can use that end function. If it is new, if this is a new record here, at that time if it is equal of active underscore C, if the field value is no, sorry, the not S, I'm indicating not. So now the record is a new record, and at that time, if the active status value is not yes, that means if it is empty or if it is no, if it is any other option, then I want to show error message over here. Okay, so the new records should be always in active status. Okay. Now, this is how we are going to preparing validation rules on your Salesforce object records. Depends upon the requirement, we can create your own validation rules and we can prepare the multiple conditions so can club together by using logical functions, and then you can able to use these functions and you can do the validations also here. Okay. So this is the concept of validation rules. Okay. The next one, we are going to be entering into one of the major feature as part of our Salesforce configuration, that is security part here. So which will be a bit confusing feature also, and then most important also, easy to understand. All the topics are interlinked topics over there. If you are missing to do the practice of first topic, then remaining topics you can't do the practice here. Okay, that is the problem. Okay, because here as part of this security, I'm going to be covering this 23 features. Now, if you don't know this concept of profile, then rest of the features you can't do the practice. Simple, straightforward. Okay. Now, even though you are able to attend the sessions, but you can't do the practice if you don't know what is profile, how to create the profiles. Because without the profiles, you can't create users. Without the users, we can't assign the roles. And without the users, we can't grant OWD, we can't share the records, we can't do this kind of automations. Okay. So this is a base topic here. Confusing topic also. Okay. Listen carefully. Don't miss any of this part over here. If you miss one session, then remaining sessions you can't understand. Okay. Thank you.
Feroz, you said before security, you'll be taking